Sportsmanship here at Bob Klein Field. Today's contest is between the third-seeded Bears of NYIT and the top-seeded Mavericks of Mercy College. Now, let's meet the teams. First, the starting lineup for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Bears of NYIT. Leading off, playing center field, number 1, Jessica Daniel. Batting second, the designated player, number 42, Josephine Santagata. Batting third, playing second base, number 2, Caitlin Langsbury. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 10, Madison Smith. Batting fifth, playing shortstop, number 44, Tiffany McCracken. Batting sixth, playing first base, number 9, Brooke Scherer. Batting seventh, playing right field, number 32, Christine Olivas. Batting eighth, playing third base, number 6, Sydney Krauser. Batting ninth and playing left field, number 7, Christine Rizzacasa. In the circle for the Bears, number 17, Laura McLaughlin. The assistant coaches for the Bears are Herb Melendez and Isabella Correo. The head coach of NYIT is Steve Christensen. And now, let's meet the home team on the scoreboard, the Mavericks of Mercy College. Leading off, playing right field, number 2, Ali Pellizzaro. Batting second, the designated player, number 17, Janelle Wade. Batting third, playing second base, number 15, Scania Lemus. Batting fourth, playing shortstop, number 41, Julie Gross. Batting fifth, playing left field, number 22, Morgan Lloyd. Batting sixth, playing third base, number 10, Cassidy Wooten. Batting seventh, playing center field, number 3, Destiny Bullitt. Batting eighth, playing first base, number 33, Kendall Meeks. Batting ninth, the catcher, number 5, Tatiana Galino. Pitching for Mercy, number 46, Mikali Cusimano. The assistant coaches for the Mavericks are Robert Soricelli, Steve Greenwald, Samantha Tenney, and Lindsay Drink. The head coach is Mike Fazio. The umpires for today's contest: at first base is Dave Staples, at third base is Steve Stetcher, and behind home plate is Jeremy Johnson. Now, to honor America, please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome to the RVC Sports Complex, Bob Klein Field in beautiful Rockville Center, New York, for the East Coast Conference Softball Tournament. Day 2 features the New York Institute of Technology Bears taking on the number 1 seed Mercy Mavericks. Today's umpires behind home plate: Jeremy Johnson, Dave Staples at first, and Steve Stecker at third. And they got here today, Mercy with a 5-2 win over LIU Post, and NYIT with a 3-0 win over Mercy College. Let's have a look at the New York Tech lineup. Batting first, number 1 center fielder Jessica Daniel. Number 42, the DP Josephine Santagata. Number 2, second baseman Caitlin Langsbury. Number 10, Madison Smith. She'll do the catching. Number 44, Tiffany McCracken will be playing short. Brooke Scherer at first, number 9. Number 32, Christine Olivas, right fielder. And number 6, Sydney Kratzer at third base. And rounding out the Bear lineup is Christine Rizakaza. She'll be in left field. On the hill for Mercy will be Mikali Cusimano. She was the winner 2 days ago. 7-3 record on the season. 2.13 ERA. 53 strikeouts on the season. So we are set to go. Mercy College, the number 1 seed coming into the tournament. All games were set to play up in Dobbs Ferry. It's where the first round was played due to the weather here in the Northeast. The games were moved here to Rockville Center, turf field, able to handle the weather. We had a big storm overnight, but beautiful day and set for softball, a 65-degree day. And we are set to go with the first pitch of game number 3, low in the dirt. Jessica Daniel, Jr. out of Lake Forest, California. 246 on the season. And another ball in the dirt. Daniel, a slap hitter, infield in. Fences are 190 left and right, 220 dead center field. Nice breeze blowing in today. We're set for 3 games of action. And a cold strike. 2-1 count to Daniel. And a foul ball back will even it up at 2-2. New York Tech, the number 3 seed, with a win over number 2 Malloy, 25-16 on the season. Mercy, the number 1 seed, surprise of the Northeast, 30-13, one of the best seasons in program history. And a foul ball back. New York Tech coached by Steven Christensen, 10th year. Mike Fazio, 7th year for the Mavericks. So 2-2 the count. Here's Cusimano. And Daniel continues to spoil it. Nice crowd on hand here for game number 1 today, game number 3 on the tournament. 1 o'clock game here, 3:30 following will be Malloy and LIU Post in the elimination games. And a ground ball past second over to first in time. So nice rotation on the Mercy infield. Gets Daniel for out number 1.
Now batting number 42, Josephine Santagata.
And that'll bring up Josephine Santagata, the DP. Senior out of Brentwood, New York. Short 20 miles away. St. John the Baptist High School, batting .232. 4 doubles, takes a cold strike. 0-1 the count. Santagata 2 for 4 in the game against Malloy. Foul back and quickly 0-2 the count. So 0-2 count, pitch, ground ball, foul down the third base line. So an 0-2 pitch to Santagata. And same spot. Same result, and we're still 0-2. So we'll do it again. 0-2 the count. It gets a swing in. So a quick strikeout on Santagata. And Cusimano 2 away for Mercy. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Caitlin Lanksberry. Junior out of Huntington Beach, California, batting .310. Hits with power, 9 home runs, 21 ribbies on the season. And a strike in the dirt gets her swinging for strike number 1. Cusimano with a lot of off-speed stuff in the dirt. Great drop ball. Saw it again, just low. 1-1 the count. Cusimano, only a sophomore out of Monroe, Michigan. The off-speed pitch again. No higher than 57, 58 miles per hour, but the movement and the spin has been trouble this first inning. So 1-2 the pitch, 2 away. And the waste pitch outside evens it up at 2-2. So here's the pitch. And fouled off. We'll keep it here at 2. Drop balls know how to frustrate the hitters. Coaches teach you got to hit it before it drops down. Move up in the box. And that's just what she does, and that's a single up the middle for Lanksberry. So New York Tech with the first hit of the ball game. And Lanksberry will add to that .310 batting average. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Madison Smith, a .277 hitter. Senior out of Tustin, California. 11 doubles, 13 RBIs on the season. Only 1 home run. An unlikely stat for a cleanup batter. And just low. Ball 1. So 2 quick outs and a single by Lanksberry. Smith with 2 outs and a hard grounder down foul left. And we're 1-1. Lanksberry has some speed over there at first. So 1-1 the count. And a ground ball chopper to short. Long throw over to first, and that retires the sides. But a Lanksberry single. And that's all. We go to the bottom of the first. You're watching the East Coast Conference Softball Tournament on the ECC YouTube channel.
Connecticut and the metropolitan New York area to Western New York. From Washington, D.C. to Long Island. The East Coast Conference is committed to excellence in academics, athletics, and service to the community throughout the Northeast region. The East Coast Conference, a proud member of NCAA Division II.
We're back at Bob Klein Field in Rockville Center as the home of the Malloy Lions at the RVC Complex. 1-run no-hit in the top of the inning for New York Tech, and that'll bring up Mercy. Let's take a look at Mercy's lineup. We're going to lead off with Ali Pellizzaro, Number 2, number 17, Janelle Wade. Number 15, Skinia Limis. Number 41, Julie Gross. Number 22, Morgan Lloyd. Number 10, Cassidy Wooten. Number 3, Destiny Bullock. Number 33, Kendall Meeks. And rounding out the lineup is the catcher, Katiana Golino. And on the hill for the Bears is Laura McLaughlin. She is the leader in wins here in the East Coast Conference. 18-5 record, 1.4 ERA, 103 strikeouts. Eclipsed the century mark. And the win over Malloy. Gave up 4 home runs on the season. Had a terrific year in the circle for Steve Christensen. One of the best 1 through 4 lineups you can find anywhere in college softball. Mercy, Ali Pellizzaro, Janelle Wade, Skinia Limis, Julie Gross. 9 for 14 on the game in that victory over Malloy in the first round. And that'll bring up Ali Pellizzaro, the junior right fielder from Victoria, British Columbia. 278 average, 5 doubles, 3 homers, 21 RBIs. She is the table setter for Mike Fazio. So call strike on the outside part of the plate. 1-1 the count to Pellizzaro. (30-13). Oh, the Mercy Mavericks. Terrific season. And the off-speed changeup. Cold strike. 1-2. Laura McLaughlin can mix up the pitches. Various speeds, different spins. And gets her strike 3 on Pellizzaro for a quick out.
Now batting number 17, Janelle Wade.
And that'll bring up Janelle Wade, the senior from Westchester, Pennsylvania. 295 on the season, 2 doubles. Just missed on the outside part of the plate. A lot of speed on the top half of the lineup for Mercy. When you get to number 5, number 6, you're talking about some of the best hitters in the country in Morgan Lloyd and Cassidy Wooten. Both batting .404, .448 respectively. So Janelle Wade, 1-1 the count. Inside part of the plate, swinging 1-2. So here's McLaughlin, 1-2. Curveball to the outside part. We even it up at 2. So the 2-2 pitch to Wade. Gets us looking on the outside part of the plate. So 2 batters, 2 strikeouts for McLaughlin. Her 104th and 105th strikeout on the season. And Laura McLaughlin looking in full control early in this game, and that's going to bring up Skinia Limis, junior out of Chula Vista, California. Quick call strike. 403 hitter. Second in the East Coast Conference. 2 for 3 against LIU Post in the first round. 7 doubles, 5 triples, 6 home runs. And quickly deep into the count, 0-2. So 0-2 count to Limis. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short. Over to first and out of the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning for McLaughlin. So we are through 1, 0-0. You're watching the East Coast Conference Softball Tournament on the ECC YouTube channel.
Grab a delicious latte and head over to the NYIT Manhattan campus. First stop, Engineering Lab. Then off to Central Park for a bike ride. Stop by Times Square to pick up my show tickets. Quick call with my professor about our project to bring green energy to the Intrepid. Take a trip to the Career Center to pick up my internship info. Back to my place to freshen up before meeting my friend for dinner and Soho window shopping. Then back to campus for a study group with my NYIT Nanjing friends. Off to bed before tomorrow's new adventure.
Visit nyit.edu and create your own adventure.
Welcome back to Bob Klein Field in Rockville Center, New York. We move to the second inning. Tiffany McCracken, Brooke Schurer, and Christine Olivas to come to the plate for the Bears.
Leading off for NYIT, number 44.
Tiffany McCracken, senior out of Murrieta, California, 347. 9 home runs on the season, 10 doubles, 29 RBIs, a very dangerous hitter. McCracken 3 for 4 in the win over Malloy with an RBI. And ball in the dirt. 2-0 the count. So Tiffany McCracken takes over that cleanup number 5 spot. Last year backed up Kat Zabelski, the home run queen, 29 home runs in her 2 years at NYIT. Graduated the end of last year, and this year it's been handed over to McCracken. And a ground ball foul. 2-1 the count. So here's the pitch to McCracken. And another ground ball foul, and we'll even it up at 2-2. Just a great job by the Malloy crew getting this field ready for today after the abundance of rain overnight. Beautiful turf outfield, covered infield. They got this field ready to go for day 2 of the tournament. Ground ball over the third baseman's head down the line. And McCracken will make the turn, but she is on with a leadoff single.
Now batting, number 9, Brooke Schurer.
So her playoff hitting tear continues. She is 4 for 5 now on the playoffs. And that'll bring up Brooke Schurer, 314, 5 home runs, 18 ribbies. Young freshman out of Westbury, New York, right here at a W.T. Clark High School. Played on some of those great teams. Went upstate the last 2 years. Played with one of the best pitchers in recent years here at the high school level, Sarah Cornell, now pitching over at Hofstra University. Her first no-hitter last week. So Brooke Schurer bringing some winning to Steve Christensen. And quickly 2-0 to Schurer. So here's the 2-0 pitch. Cold strike on the outside part of the plate. Coach Steve Christensen said they've been winning their games with their pitching and defense this year. You lose some of the big boppers from last year. This year, defense takes over. So 2-1 the pitch to Scherer. Off-speed pitch, swinging, 2-2. So 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Outside part of the plate, and we will go full. McCracken at first. No outs. Full count to Scherer. Here's Cusimano. And swinging, strike 3. So Cusimano sits down Scherer, 1 away.
Now batting number 32, Christine Olivas.
And Christine Olivas comes to the plate, the right fielder, junior out of Chandler, Arizona. 224 hitter, left side of the plate. New York Tech looking to try to move McCracken over. So 1-0 the count to Olivas. And inside part of the plate, 2-0. You look at this New York Tech lineup, Steve Christensen sure racks up the frequent flyer mileage for recruiting. Daniel, California, Lanksbury, California, Smith, California, McCracken, California, and Olivas and Kratzert from Arizona. So he likes the West Coast. A slow grounder to short, over to first, in time, but moves McCracken over to second. And that'll bring up Sidney Kratzert. So the first base runner that reached second base. So 2 away. Kratzert, a freshman from Tucson, Arizona, 159 hitter. Has a homer on the season. So here's Kratzert. And a cold strike. So Cusimano to deal. Ball in the dirt. 1-1 the count. So 1-1 to Kratzert. Swinging in the dirt. 1-2. So 2 away. McCracken stands on second. A 1-2 count to Kratzert. Here's Cusimano. Just a bit high. We are even at 2-2. So here's the pitch. Foul back. We'll keep it here at 2-2. So 2 outs, 2-2 the count to Kratzert. McCracken stands on second. Here's Cusimano. Ground ball to third. Takes her time over to first and out of the inning. So 1 hit, no runs. We are midway through 2. You're watching the East Coast Conference Softball Tournament on the ECC YouTube channel.
I started working in the family business after high school, but soon realized I wanted more. Then I transferred to Mercy College and everything changed. I learned from leaders of top global companies and was the CEO of a student business. With great career counseling,
I had internships at 2 Fortune 500 companies, one of which led to a full-time job.
transferring to Mercy was the best decision of my life. I'm Anthony Sicaranza, class of 2015, and a full-time compensation and benefits analyst.
We move to the bottom of the second inning. For Mercy due up, Julie Gross, Morgan Lloyd, and Cassidy Wooten. So Julie Gross, 393, Lloyd, 448, and Cassidy Wooten at 404. Some big hitters coming up for the Mavericks. So Julie Gross, a senior out of Port Monmouth, New Jersey, 393, 7 doubles, a home run, 22 RBIs. So the first pitch for McLaughlin, foul tipped, 0-1 the count. This is one of the most dangerous hitting teams in the Northeast. Surprise team here in the East Coast Conference, their first ever conference championship. And a bit outside, 1-1 the count to Julie Gross. Outside pitch, 2-1. Julie Gross, 408 batting average, good for third in the East Coast Conference. 3 for 3 against LIU Post in the first round. There's a slow grounder over to short, over to first, one quick one away. And that will retire Gross. And that'll bring Morgan Lloyd to the plate, junior out of East Lyme, Connecticut. 448 batting average. She is the leader in the East Coast Conference. 11 doubles, 2 home runs, and 27 RBIs. So here's McLaughlin. Outside part of the plate, ball one. One of the most dangerous hitters in the Northeast is Morgan Lloyd. And a 1-1 count to Lloyd. Morgan Lloyd, the co-player of the year here in the East Coast Conference. And a foul ball off. Julia Cedar from LIU Post shares the honor with Morgan Lloyd. And we'll see Cedar in Game 2 as they take on Malloy College. And a ground ball to short. Tough hop over to first in time for out number 2. So when I spoke to Steven Christensen before the game, he said this season has been about pitching and defense. And the defense getting the job done early. So 3 consecutive plays by the shortstop, McCracken. And that brings up the junior, Cassidy Wooten. A 404 average, 10 doubles, 8 home runs, 32 RBIs. Among the tops in the East Coast Conference from Ardsley, New York. Wooten 1 for 3 in the first round game against LIU Post. And that ground ball's through. And the first hit of the game for Mercy. Hard hit single. Just to the right of Lanksberry. And that's going to bring up Destiny Bullock. Freshman from San Diego, California, batting .348, 5 doubles, 5 home runs, 18 RBI, and a cold strike. So a 2-out single for Wooten. And here's the pitch. Ball to the outside part of the plate. 1-1 the count. And we move to 2-1. Mercy coach Mike Fazio really pleased with his team's performance this season. Both hitting, pitching, fielding, all the way around. They've won some big games throughout the year. And a ground ball to third, over to first, and that will do it for the Mavericks. So we are through 2. No score. You're watching the East Coast Conference Softball Tournament on the ECC YouTube channel.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
And we're set to go to the third inning. This is Game 3. The winner will move on to the finals tomorrow. Tomorrow's games will be played up in Dobbs Ferry at Mercy College. The loser of this game will stick around beautiful Rockville Center and play the 6 o'clock game against the winner of the Malloy LIU post game coming up at 3:30. And that'll bring up the 9-batter, Christine Rizakaza. Rizakaza and the top of the order, Daniel and Santagata, due to come to the plate for the Bears. And a first pitch ball from Cusimano. Rizakaza Jr. from nearby North Belmore Mepham High School. About 2 away. And a cold strike. 227 hitter, 2 doubles. Has a home run on the season. And a ground ball. Nice play at third, over to first. And Lewis makes the play, 1 away. And that'll bring the top of the order. Jessica Daniel. Ground ball to second in the first. Infield in. And a cold strike on Daniel. Outfield playing 10 feet from the grass. If you notice the second baseman playing short right center field. So going with a 4 outfield alignment and a soft fly ball to short for out number 2. And that'll bring up Santagata. Santagata struck out in the first. So two quick outs for Cusimano. So 1-0 the count. We'll make it 2-0. .232 hitter, Santagata. And we'll take the count to 3-0. Let's see if Steve Christensen gives Santagata the green light. And a cold strike, 3-1 the count. So here's the pitch. Ground ball, slow to short. Over to first, in time, and that will retire the side. So a 1-2-3 inning for Cusimano and the Mavericks. We go to the bottom of the third. You're watching the East Coast Conference Softball Tournament on the ECC YouTube channel.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
We move to the bottom of the third inning here at Bob Klein Field, the RVC Sports Complex in Rockville Center, New York, the south shore of Long Island. Wind has started to kick up a little bit, but a beautiful sunny day. Meeks, Golino, and Pellizzaro due up for the Mavericks. McLaughlin yield one hit thus far. And a cold strike on the inside part of the plate, 0-1. So here's McLaughlin. Low and inside, 1-1 the count. And a hard hit grounder foul down the left field line. And McLaughlin ahead 1-2 to Meeks. Meeks only a freshman from Guysville, Ohio. .356 hitter, 9 home runs, 25 RBI on the season. Very solid numbers for the number 8 hitter. And Meeks gets hit by the batter, and she will take first. So hit by the pitch, sends Meeks to first. And the leadoff is on. And that'll bring the catcher, Katiana Golino, to the plate, the senior out of Carteret, New Jersey. 235, 3 RBIs on the season. She squares to bunt, gets it down. Quick throw, gets past first base. Runners will advance. And on the throw, Kendall Meeks will go to third. And we'll score it an E5 on the throw. So Mercy has something going here in the bottom of the third. Meeks on by a hit by the pitch. And then a hard hitter third in the dirt gets past the first baseman.
Now batting number 2, Ali Pellizzaro.
So runners at the corners, no outs. And it brings the top of the order, Ali Pellizzaro. 278 to the plate, struck out in the first. And she squares to bunt and lays down a beauty. She's going to beat it out, and everyone is safe. So Pellizzaro deadens the ball 3 feet in front of the plate. No throw, and we have bases loaded, no outs for the Mavericks. So scored an infield hit for Pellizzaro, and that brings Janelle Wade to the plate. Struck out in the first.
Now batting number 17, Janelle Wade.
And Madison Smith's going to go out and talk to Laura McLaughlin. Janelle Wade, 295 on the season. Ground ball to first. Back to home, 1 away. So an easy put out for McLaughlin. Scored a 1-2 fielder's choice. So 1 away, no runs scored.
Now batting number 15, Scania Loomis.
So the base is still juiced. Scania Lemus to plate. Ground ball to short in the first. Very dangerous hitter to be coming up with bases loaded. 7 doubles, 5 triples, and 6 home runs. 30 RBIs on the season. A chance to increase that total. And a ground ball to second with chance at the plate. And a force out at the plate, and just like that, 2 away. So what was bases loaded, no outs, is now bases loaded, 2 outs,
Now batting number 41, Julie
with
Gross.
no runs scored. And that'll bring up Julie Gross, 393, 7 doubles, a home run, 22 ribbies. And boy, would Steven Christensen love to get out of this one. And a ground ball through, and he does not. Run's going to score. And Mercy strikes first. So Gross with the RBI single. So 1 run in.
Morgan Lloyd.
And a ground ball and a force to third. But not before Mercy gets on the board. 1 run on a couple of hits, few fielder's choices, and we are done through 3. So it's 1-0 Mercy. You're watching the East Coast Conference Softball Tournament on the ECC YouTube channel.
Grab a delicious latte and head over to the NYIT Manhattan campus. First stop, engineering lab. Then off to Central Park for a bike ride. Stop by Times Square to pick up my show tickets. Quick call with my professor about our project to bring green energy to the Intrepid. Take a trip to the Career Center to pick up my internship info. Back to my place to freshen up before meeting my friend for dinner and Soho window shopping. Then back to campus for a study group with my NYIT Nanjing friends. Off to bed before tomorrow's new adventure.
Visit NYIT.edu and create your own adventure.
Welcome back to Bob Klein Field and the RVC Sports Complex in Rockville Center, New York. We move to the 4th inning. Mercy on the board. Mercy had bases loaded, no outs, and was only able to yield 1 run. And that's going to bring up Lanksberry, Smith, and McCracken due up for the Bears. Lanksberry with a base hit in the 1st inning. She's got the 1 of 2 hits for New York Tech. So Cusimano with a first pitch strike. 0-1. And a ground ball to third. Nice play over to first. In time, 1 away. And that'll bring up Madison Smith, who grounded out to short in the 1st inning. Cusimano able to sit down the last 6 batters of New York Tech. So 1-0 the count. And that's a hard hit ball down the line. Could be extra bases. She's rounding. She's headed for second. In time for a double. So Madison Smith with a frozen rope down the left field line. And she stands on second with 1 away.
Now batting number 44, Tiffany McCracken.
And that'll bring Tiffany McCracken to the plate, one of the hottest hitters for the Bears. Single in the 2nd inning. .347 hitter, 9 home runs on the season. And a cold strike to the outside part of the plate, 0-1. McCracken and Shearer coming up, 2 of the hottest hitters for the New York Tech Bears. These are the times Steven Christensen misses Kat Zabelski of last year. 29 home runs in 2 seasons for the Bears. And just missed the outside part of the plate. 2-1. So here's Cusimano. A ground ball to third. Checks the runner at second. Over to first. She's going to take off. Hit to third in time. And the runner advances. So smart base running by Madison Smith. Heads over to third on the throw.
Number 9, Brooke Scherer.
So 2 away, Smith at third and Brooke Scherer to come to the plate. Struck out in the second. 314 average, freshman from nearby W.T. Clark High School. And just missed the outside part of the plate. So Cusimano trying to get out of the jam. And a ball in the dirt swinging. 1-1 the count. So here's Cusimano. And just missed the outside part of the plate. Katiana Golino trying to steal those strikes. Great job framing the plate. So 2-1 to Scherer. There's the called strike. 2-2. So Smith at third. 2 away. 2-2 the count to Scherer. Here's Cusimano. Gets her on a strike 3. So Madison Smith double. Advances to third. Does not score. We move to the bottom of the fourth here at the East Coast Conference Softball Tournament.
Connecticut and the metropolitan New York area to Western New York. From Washington, D.C. to Long Island. The East Coast Conference is committed to excellence in academics, athletics, and service to the community throughout the Northeast region. The East Coast Conference, a proud member of NCAA Division II.
We move to the bottom of the fourth inning. We are in Game 3 of the East Coast Conference Softball Championships. The winner to move on tomorrow to the championship in Dobbs Ferry. The loser will stick around and play the 6 o'clock game following the winner of the LIU Post Malloy game coming up at 3:30. We'll have all 3 games right here for you on the ECC YouTube channel. So due up for the Mavericks, Cassidy Wooten, Destiny Bullock, and Kendall Meeks. So Cassidy Wooten with a single in the second. Ball to the outside part of the plate. So trying to work the outside part of the plate. 2-0. And that's a fly ball going deep. Left center gap off the wall. Going in for extra bases and standing with a double. So Cassidy Wooten with her 11th double of the season. So the leadoff is on. Destiny Bullock, 348, grounded to third in the second inning. And a ground ball. Short to first, one away. And that will advance Wooten to third. And that'll bring up Kendall Meeks. Kendall Meeks hit by the pitch in the third inning. So Kendall Meeks, a 356 hitter, 9 home runs, 25 RBIs, with a potential RBI standing on third base in Cassidy Wooten. With one away. And a ball fouled back. So 0-1 the count to Meeks. And that ball's going to drop in right center field. That's going to score Wooten. And Meeks on with an RBI single. 2-0 Mercy. So a one-out RBI single for Kendall Meeks. Give her 26 RBIs on the season. And this is what Mercy will do to you. They will wear you down. And that'll bring up Galino. One away. And we're going to get a pinch runner in the game for Mercy. And Emma Galaga will come in and run for Kendall Meeks. So Mike Fazio looking to put some speed on the base paths. So Galaga at first. Oh and 1 the count to Galino. Here's McLaughlin. Squares to bunt, foul back. So the sacrifice was on. So ahead 0-2 for McLaughlin. Squaring a bunt again. This time she gets it down. Out at first. But not before advancing Galaga over to second base. So the sacrifice was successful. And that'll bring the top of the order. Ali Pelizaro struck out in the first, single in the third. Scored the first run of the game. So it's 2-0 here in the fourth inning. Check swing. Jeremy Johnson will check over. Did not go. 1-1 the count. And a strike to the inside part of the plate. 1-2. So McLaughlin and the Bears trying to get out of this inning. And here's the pitch. stick the bat out, and a short fly ball to first and out of the inning, but not before the Mavericks put another one on the board on a Cassidy Wooten double, a Kendall Meek single, and we are done through 4. So through 4, it's Mercy 2, New York Tech nothing. You're watching the East Coast Conference Softball Tournament on the ECC YouTube channel.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Welcome back to Bob Klein Field, RVC Sports Complex in Rockville Center. We move to the 5th inning. Mercy leads 2-0 over New York Tech, the number 1 seed. And that'll bring Olivas, Kratzert, and Rizikaza to the plate for the Bears. Christine Olivas grounded to short in the 2nd inning. And a cold strike. 0-1 the count. And that's a fly ball. That's going to drop in. Gets over the head, a quick bounce, but that'll keep her at first base. So Olivas on with a leadoff single for the Bears. So a good start for New York Tech. Leadoff is on, then they'll bring Sydney Kratzert to the plate. Ground ball, the 3rd in the 1st inning. And lays one down over to first in time. But the sacrifice is successful, and that'll move Olivas over to second.
Now batting number 7, Christine Rizikaza.
And that'll bring up the 9 batter, Christine Rizikaza. Grounded to third in the 3rd from nearby Mepham High School. New York Tech 4 hits on the game, have not been able to cross home plate yet. Just a reminder, the winner will advance tomorrow to the championship game in Dobbs Ferry up at Mercy College. The winner will stick around and take on the winner of Malloy and LIU Post coming up at 3:30 this afternoon. Ground ball in the dirt. Galena with a nice block. Keeps Olivas at second base. So here's the pitch, 1-1. Ball gets away from Galena. Does not advance. And 2-1 the count. It's one of the risks you have when you get a drop ball pitcher. A lot of balls hit the dirt. So 2-1's the count to Rizakaza. Here's Cusimano. And foul back will even it up at 2-2. And Mike Fazio will come out, talk to home plate umpire Jeremy Johnson. So Kendall Meeks will re-enter the game. Remember, Emma Galaga came in to run, so Meeks will re-enter. For all you scorekeepers at home. And a foul ball back. Count will remain 2-2. New York Tech trying to get on the board here in the fifth inning. And that's a hard hit shot down the right field line. Around comes Olivas. She will score. And New York Tech is on the board with a double from Christine Rizakaza. So Rizakaza takes the outside pitch and tags it down the right field line, and it's a 2-1 game. So Rizakaza's third double of the year. So still one away. Rizakaza at second. And that'll bring up the leadoff, Jessica Daniel. Grounder to second in the first. Short and third. So a great game we have on hand here. Game 1 of today, game 3 of the tournament. A lot at stake. And here's the pitch. Outside, 1-0 the count. So Cusimano to deal, 1-0. Ground ball, short to first, 2 away, and that will move Rizakaza over to third. And that'll bring up Josephine Santagata, the number 2 hitter. Struck out in the first, grounder to short in the third. New York Tech looking to tie this game up. And a cold strike to Santagata. So 0-1 the count, 2 away. Rizakaza at third. Ground ball foul. And quickly 0-2 the count. So 0-2, here's Cusimano. Ground ball fouled. And Rizakaza will make that jog back to third. So New York Tech, 1 run on 5 hits. Mercy, 2 runs on 5 hits. And we are here in the top of the 5th inning. 2 away, 0-2 count. Santagata, ground ball to short. Short hops, gets by, and a run scores. So a bad hop scored in E6. So Santagata on the error. Rizakaza comes in to score, and we are tied at 2.
Now batting number 2, Caitlin Langsbury.
So Langsbury to come to the plate. Santagata at first, 2 away. Mikhaili Cusimano wants to get out of this game, get out of this inning. Tough 5th inning here. Two runs on 2 hits with an error. So here's the pitch. Ground ball fouled. 0-2 the count to Langsbury. So here's Cusimano. 0-2 to Langsbury. Here's the pitch. Outside part of the plate. Taken for a ball. A beautiful afternoon here in Rockville Center, Long Island. 63 degrees. And a ground ball through! Another hit for New York Tech. For Langsbury, and Santagata moves over to second. And this all with 2 outs. And Mike Fazio will come out to the mound to have a meeting. So Olivas leads off the inning with a single. Rizakaza brings her in with the double. An error puts Santagata on. Scores Rizakaza, and Langsbury with the base hit. And here we are, first and second. 2 outs with Madison Smith coming up for a double in the 4th. So Cusimano will remain in the game.
Now batting number 10, Madison Smith.
So brings up Madison Smith. And a cold strike to the outside part of the plate. So 0-1 the count to Smith. And that's a high fly ball. That's hit deep to left and back to the track. And it is caught, and that will end the inning. But not before Tech puts 2 on the board on 3 hits. We are midway through 5, and we are tied at 2. You're watching East Coast Conference softball tournament action on the ECC YouTube channel.
I started working in the family business after high school, but soon realized I wanted more. Then I transferred to Mercy College and everything changed. I learned from leaders of top global companies and was the CEO of a student business. With great career counseling,
I had internships at 2 Fortune 500 companies, one of which led to a full-time job.
transferring to Mercy was the best decision of my life. I'm Anthony Sicaranza, class of 2015, and a full-time compensation and benefits analyst.
So we move to the bottom of the fifth inning. So New York Tech ties the game up in the top of the fifth. And that'll bring up Janelle Wade, Skania Lemus, and Julie Gross due up for the Mavericks. And a ground ball back to the pitcher. Underhand throw over and quickly one away. And that will retire Wade.
Now batting number 15, Scania Lemus.
Lemus grounded a short in the first. Fielder's choice in that big third inning. Mercy put two up in third. Excuse me, one up in the third, one up in the fourth. Lemus hitting over 400 on the season. And that's a high fly ball, shallow center, and underneath it, two away. So a couple quick outs for Laura McLaughlin. And a ball to the outside part of the plate. And a curveball outside, 2-0 the count. And a cold strike, 2-1. And a ground ball to third, over to first in time, and a 1-2-3 inning for McLaughlin. We are done through 5. We are tied at 2, and we'll be back. You're watching East Coast Conference Softball on the.
I started working in the family business after high school, but soon realized I wanted more. Then I transferred to Mercy College, and everything changed. I learned from leaders of top global companies and was the CEO of a student business. With great career counseling,
I had internships at 2 Fortune 500 companies, one of which led to a full-time job.
Transferring to Mercy was the best decision of my life. I'm Anthony Sicaranza, class of 2015, and a full-time compensation and benefits analyst.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Welcome back to Bob Klein Field. We move to the 6th inning, knotted at 2. And Tiffany McCracken, Brooke Scherer, and Christine Olivius will be coming to the plate. So 0-1 the count to McCracken. Make it 0-2.
Now playing right field for Mercy, number 20, Jessica Lombardi.
So here's the 0-2 pitch to Kraken. And a shallow fly ball back in time, makes the play. Scania Lewis goes back on her heels, makes the catch, one away.
Now batting number 9, Brooke Scherer.
And that'll bring up Brooke Scherer to the plate. Struck out twice. Once in the second, once in the fourth. And swinging, strike one. And same pitch gets her swinging again for strike number 2. So 0-2 count to Scherer. And gets her down for the third time today. So quickly, 2 outs for Mikali Cusimano and the Mavericks.
Number 32, Christine Olivas.
So Christine Olivas comes up to plate. 224 average, grounder to short in the second, base hit in the fifth. Mercy, the number 1 seed coming into the ECC tournament. Taking on the number 3 New York Tech Bears. So 2-0 the count. Make it 3-0 to Olivas. Here's the pitch. Cold strike, 3-1 the count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be out. Oh, what a play at second base. Scania Lemus lays out, takes a base hit away, and that will retire the side. So 1, 2, 3, 3 up, 3 down. We are midway through 6. We are tied at 2. You're watching the East Coast Conference Softball on the ECC YouTube channel.
Wake up, grab a delicious latte, and head over to the NYIT Manhattan campus. First stop, Engineering Lab. Then off to Central Park for a bike ride. Stop by Times Square to pick up my show tickets. Quick call with my professor about our project to bring green energy to the Intrepid. Take a trip to the Career Center to pick up my internship info. Back to my place to freshen up before meeting my friend for dinner and Soho window shopping. Then back to campus for a study group with my NYIT Nanjing friends. Off to bed before tomorrow's new adventure.
Visit NYIT.edu and create your own adventure.
Connecticut and the metropolitan New York area to Western New York. From Washington, D.C. to Long Island. The East Coast Conference is committed to excellence in academics, athletics, and service to the community throughout the Northeast region. The East Coast Conference, a proud member of NCAA Division II.
We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. A great softball game we have going on here. New York Tech and Mercy are tied at 2. Winner looking to move on tomorrow to the championship game. The loser sticks around to play the winner of Malloy and LIU Post coming up next. So Morgan Lloyd, Cassidy Wooten, and Destiny Bullock coming to the plate for the Mavericks. So Morgan Lloyd, leader in the conference, 448. And a cold strike to the inside part of the plate. 1-1 the count. So it's 2-1 the count to Lloyd. And that ball's down the right field line. It's going to drop. And a little flare drops in behind first base for a base hit for Morgan Lloyd. When you're a 448 average hitter, those that seem to always drop in. So the leadoff is on. And that'll bring up Cassidy Wooten. 2 for 2 in the afternoon. Single in the second, double in the fourth. So the big part of the lineup coming up now, Cassidy Wooten, 404, Destiny Bullock, 340. That's a hard shot to second, looking for the double play. They get it! And what a play by Caitlin Langsbury. Makes the play at second, tags the runner over to first, and just like that, it's 2 outs. And that'll bring Destiny Bullock to the plate, 2 away. Ground ball, nobody's getting that one through the middle. So a base hit for Bullock. And now you look back at how big that double play was.
Now batting number 33, Kendall Meeks.
So Kendall Meeks, 1 for 1, hit by the pitch in the third. Base hit RBI in the fourth. So 1-0 the count to Meeks. So McLaughlin trying to work the outside and the inside part of the plate. 2-0 the count. Bullock stands on first. 2 away. And a cold strike, 2-1. And we'll take it to 3-1. Kendall Meeks, 356 with 9 home runs on the season. A very dangerous 8-hitter and only a freshman. And a ground ball to second. And gets out of the inning. So 1 hit, actually 2 hits. No damage done. We move to the 7th. We are tied at 2 on the East Coast Conference Softball Tournament on ECC YouTube channel.
I started working in the family business after high school, but soon realized I wanted more. Then I transferred to Mercy College and everything changed. I learned from leaders of top global companies and was the CEO of a student business. With great career counseling,
I had internships at 2 Fortune 500 companies, one of which led to a full-time job.
transferring to Mercy was the best decision of my life. I'm Anthony Sicaranza, class of 2015, and a full-time compensation and benefits analyst.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
We move to the top of the seventh inning. And New York Tech coming up, Sydney Kratzer, Christina Risakaza, and the top of the order. 2-2 game. Ground ball foul down the third base line. 1-0 the count.
Now batting number 6, Sydney Kratzer.
And a cold strike, quickly 0-2 to Kratzer. And the inside pitch driven foul down the left field line. 30 minutes following this game, we will have game number 2 of the day, game number 4 on the tournament. LIU Post, number 4 seed, taking on number 2 seed Malloy in the elimination game. Winner of that game will advance to the 6 o'clock game, facing the loser of this game. So 0-2 the count to Kratzer. And another foul ball. So 0-2 the count. Here's Cusimano. In the dirt, 1-2. And she is all over that left field line. So 0-2 the count. 2-2 the count. So 2-2 to Kratzer. And struck her out looking. Cusimano with the outside part of the plate. Gets Kratzer looking for strikeout and out number 1 in the 7th. And that'll bring up Christine Rizikaza. Grounded to third in the 3rd. And a double RBI in the 5th for that big inning for New York Tech. Just missed the outside part of the plate. So here's Cusimano with the pitch. And a 2-0 count to Rizikaza. Leadoff Jessica Daniel due up next. And a backdoor screwball. 2-1 the count. And the same pitch, 2-2 the count to Rizikaza. So here's Cusimano. Gets her on the strike 3. 2 strikeouts in a row for Mikhaili Cusimano. 2 away here in the 7th. And that'll bring up the top of the order, Jessica Daniel. Due up in the bottom of the 7th for Mercy. Golino, number 9. And then the top. So a ground ball all over at first. Right field comes in to make the play. And they are out of the inning, so a 1-2-3 inning for New York Tech. And Mercy to come up next in the bottom of the 7th.
Connecticut and the metropolitan New York area to Western New York. From Washington, D.C. to Long Island. The East Coast Conference is committed to excellence in academics, athletics, and service to the community throughout the Northeast region. The East Coast Conference, a proud member of NCAA Division II.
I started working in the family business after high school, but soon realized I wanted more. Then I transferred to Mercy College and everything changed. I learned from leaders of top global companies and was the CEO of a student business. With great career counseling,
I had internships at 2 Fortune 500 companies, one of which led to a full-time job.
Transferring to Mercy was the best decision of my life. I'm Anthony Sicaranza, class of 2015, and a full-time compensation and benefits analyst.
So we move to the bottom of the 7th inning. Mercy to come to the plate, the number 1 seed.
Leading off for the Mavericks is number 16, Alexis Carmichael.
And Alexis Carmichael will hit for Katiana Golino. And the first pitch ball to Carmichael. And Carmichael still looking for her first hit of the season. So swing and a miss. 1-2 the count to Carmichael. And a base hit to left to lead things off for Mercy. So a great call by manager Mike Fazio. Pinch hitting Carmichael for Galeno, and just like that, the leadoff is on. So Jessica Lombardi, number 20, now in for number 2, Ali Pellizzaro. And number 13, Brianna Wheeler, in to pinch run for Carmichael. Lombardi, 333 on the season. So a great call there by Mike Fazio. He has his leadoff on, the winning run at first base. No outs. And lays down the bunt, just foul. So 0-2 to Lombardi. So here's the pitch. Gets her down swinging, and the throw down to first, not in time. So one away here in the bottom of the 7th. So Lombardi goes down on strikes, one away, and that'll bring up Janelle Wade. Janelle Wade struck out in the first, on a fielder's choice in the third. And back to the pitcher in the 5th. So the trainer's going to come out. Appears to have gotten hit on the tag. So once again, what's at stake here in this game? The winner will advance directly to the championship round tomorrow in Dobbs Ferry. And they will have to be beaten twice. Loser will be sticking around for the 6 o'clock game in the elimination. Following next game, LIU Post and the Malloy Lions.
Now batting number 17, Janelle Wade.
Keep in mind, Malloy games are being played here due to the fields with the inclement weather we've had here in the Northeast the last couple days. Turf outfield. So we are set to go, one out. Janelle Wade, Mercy looking to try to end the game here in this inning. The winning run stands at first base. Square to bunt. Taken for a ball. So Wheeler at first. And can't get the bunt down. 2 strikes. So first and third take a step back. Looks to keep them honest. Skania Lemus coming up next. The 400 hitter. Squaring a bunt. And 2-2 the count. So here's McLaughlin. Check swing down to first. Checking it, and she went, and that will put her in the books for another strikeout. So Wade goes down swinging. And now Skania Lemus comes to the plate. The 403 hitter from Chula Vista, California. 30 RBIs on the season. So Wheeler still stranded at first. Laura McLaughlin and the Bears are trying to extend this to another frame. And there's a base hit down. That's going to be down and advance the runner to second. So a base hit for Lemus. That'll move Wheeler over to second. So the winning run stands at second base. Julie Gross coming to the plate. 393 hitter. Base hit RBI in the third. And a ball foul back, 0-1 the count. Wheeler at third has wheels. And Coach Steve Christensen comes out, talk to home plate umpire Jeremy Johnson. So Ruth Rodriguez in for Christine Rizakaza. So 0-1 the count, 2 outs. New York Tech trying to extend this game. And a ball hit foul down the left side. 0-2 the count. So Wheeler at second stands to be the winning run. Ball called outside, 1-2 to Julie Gross, senior from Port Monmouth, New Jersey. And a pop-up to the infield. Underneath it, and we will go to the eighth. So 2 hits, yields no runs. We are tied at 2, headed to the 8th. You're watching the East Coast Conference Softball Tournament action on the ECC YouTube channel.
Grab a delicious latte and head over to the NYIT Manhattan campus. First stop, engineering lab. Then off to Central Park for a bike ride. Stop by Times Square to pick up my show tickets. Quick call with my professor about our project to bring green energy to the Intrepid. Take a trip to the Career Center to pick up my internship info. Back to my place to freshen up before meeting my friend for dinner and Soho window shopping. Then back to campus for a study group with my NYIT Nanjing friends. Off to bed before tomorrow's new adventure.
Visit NYIT.edu and create your own adventure.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Back at Bob Klein Field at the RVC Sports Complex in beautiful Rockville Center, Long Island. On the South Shore, temperatures in the low 60s. 12-mile-an-hour winds coming out of the southeast. We are in the 8th inning. Winner to advance tomorrow. Loser stays on to play later. And New York Tech coming to the plate. And we'll have Santagata, Lanksberry, and Smith coming up for Stephen Christensen's New York Tech Bears. And a cold strike. So 0-1 to Santagata. So here's the pitch. Outside part of the plate, 1-1. Santagata struck out in the first, grounder to short in the third, and reached on an error in the fifth. That error scored. That gave them the 2-run fifth inning. Ground ball to short. Over to first in time. One away for Mikhaili Cusimano.
Now batting number 2, Caitlin Lanksberry.
So Caitlin Lanksberry. She's 2 for 3 on the afternoon. Single in the first and the fifth. Grounded to short in the fourth. Fouled off for 0-1. Just outside. And 2-1 the count. 310 batting average. 9 home runs for Lanksberry. And that's a rope to left, right on the button. But in the book, it's a long out to left field. So 2 away. Lanksberry tags one on the screws, but right at the left fielder, Morgan Lloyd. And Stephen Christensen will come out, speak to Jeremy Johnson. Another change on its way. And the umpires will confer. Due up for the Mavericks next inning, Morgan Lloyd, Cassidy Wooten, and Destiny Bullock. 3 of the hottest hitters in the conference. And they'll be coming up in the bottom of the 8th. It appears the umpires are getting together, maybe some type of discrepancy with all the changes. And it appears things have been ironed out, and we are set to reconvene.
Now batting number 10, Madison Smith.
So Madison Smith coming to the plate. 2 away here in the top of the 8th. And a cold strike to the outside part of the plate. And ball down in the dirt. And a ground ball chopper over third. And Madison Smith on with a base hit. Her second hit of the game.
Now batting number 44, Tiffany McCracken.
And that'll bring up the ever-dangerous Tiffany McCracken. So 0-1 the count to McCracken. And a hard hit ball foul. And a ground ball to third, over to first, and out of the inning. So New York Tech threatens but comes away with nothing. We move to the bottom of the 8th inning. We are tied at 2. You're watching the East Coast Conference Softball Tournament action on the ECC YouTube channel.
Connecticut and the metropolitan New York area to Western New York. From Washington, D.C. to Long Island. The East Coast Conference is committed to excellence in academics, athletics, and service to the community throughout the Northeast region. The East Coast Conference, a proud member of NCAA Division II.
I started working in the family business after high school, but soon realized I wanted more. Then I transferred to Mercy College and everything changed. I learned from leaders of top global companies and was the CEO of a student business. With great career counseling,
I had internships at 2 Fortune 500 companies, one of which led to a full-time job.
transferring to Mercy was the best decision of my life. I'm Anthony Sicaranza, class of 2015, and a full-time compensation and benefits analyst.
We move to the bottom of the 8th inning. Morgan Lloyd coming up.
Number 22, Morgan Lloyd.
What a game we've had here this afternoon. So here's McLaughlin. And a cold strike to McLaughlin. And a ball fouled back just over our booth. And a ball inside part of the plate. And a high fly ball. Could be trouble, and it is! And it appeared the sun was a distraction, but she is on. And we will call it an E8. Just a tough play, but E8 and Morgan Lloyd is on the winning run with no outs. And that'll bring up Cassidy Wooten. She squares the bunt, foul back. And the bunt is down. over to first in time, one away, but the winning run moves over to second base.
Now batting number 3, Destiny Bullock.
So Lloyd stands on second. And that's going to bring up Destiny Bullock. And a ball high. And a foul ball out of play. And that's a chopper over to third, to first, gets the play, but over to third base goes Lloyd. So the winning run stands 60 feet away.
Number 33, Kendall Meeks.
So Kendall Meeks, big RBI single in the fourth. And that will do it. A base hit by Meeks. And Morgan Lloyd comes in to score, and Mercy takes the game 3-2 and advances to the championship tomorrow in Dobbs Ferry. So an RBI single for Kendall Meeks scores Morgan Lloyd in the bottom of the 8th inning, wins it for Mike Fazio and the Mercy Mavericks. They defeat NYIT 3-2. So Mercy will advance tomorrow to the championship round, and whoever comes out of today must defeat Mercy twice in this double elimination event. NYIT will stick around. They will play the they will play the winner of the Malloy College LIU post game coming up in about 30 minutes. So stay tuned. We'll be back. You've been watching the East Coast Conference Softball Tournament on the ECC YouTube channel.